Welcome everyone, welcome to a new market update, and today we're going to discuss everything surrounding Safe Pepe and not Safe Moon, as apparently that is the new Bitcoin and the future of DeFi, according to social media. I'm not going to give my opinion about that, but we're going to discuss why EOS is doing so well and which one is going to follow EOS. But we're also going to discuss why DeFi is doing so well and still showing my ideas regarding Bitcoin and Ethereum. As when Ethereum is consolidating, the rest of the altcoins will start following through. And finally, the sun is shining in the Netherlands. It's 1 day of summer. After this, we've got 7 days of rain. So I'm going to enjoy that a lot. I hope you will do that as well. And yes, enjoy the charts as well in the bull cycle. All right. Before we continue, do not forget to subscribe beneath and also like or comment if you want to see some special content. And now we can discuss Bitcoin, as that's still doing what we wanted to be doing on the charts. So if we check the chart on Bitcoin, we can see that the critical level around 59 to 61, it's actually this entire region, is still not breaking through, which means that we can have a range-bound construction here. And this range-bound construction is generally very suitable for altcoins, as altcoins are doing well. So the daily time frame didn't change on Bitcoin. The idea is still that we're going to have this sideways period. And if we look at the 2-hour chart, we can see that Bitcoin has hit a resistance zone, right? So we know that this entire break that we have here, we've discussed this topic yesterday, is critical to break for further upside on the price action of Bitcoin. The exact same figure we can make of this block that we have here. This was the breaker before we started to move south and before we came into this support range here. So it's not expected that we're going to break through this one. If we do that, I'm going to see whether we can break through the upper one around 60k, and if that breaks, the all-time high region is in. If this doesn't break and we get something like this, we could assure ourselves that we're getting a further corrective move. That would also be beneficial for Ethereum, as Ethereum is currently just continuing the momentum and continuing the momentum. The area of interest is still the same for Ethereum. I'm not very much interested in joining Ethereum at this stage, given the fact that it just went vertical. We might also be in a period right now that if the entire bull cycle ends, and I'm assuming that Ethereum is still going to run further, but if the bull cycle ends, it seems likely that after that bull cycle, Ethereum comes back to the ranges that we have here. So the idea of jumping into assets quite blindly without any plan or aping into projects, that period is changing a little bit at this stage. But this run of Ethereum is showing us how big altcoins can continue running. So when Ethereum is done with its run, you can assure yourself that other altcoins will start to follow soon. So Ethereum is still not an entry point at this stage. If you're in it, I think it's take profit levels. I've taken 10% out of my trading stack. And if you want to follow suit on my trades, you can become a member of our educational platform beneath on the link where you can find the memberships. And there I'm sharing everything surrounding my trades and my strategy. So in general, if you look at Ethereum, USDT pair, pretty much the same. If Bitcoin is not going to break through that critical level, we can assure ourselves that at least this range will be tested for Ethereum, especially given the fact that we went so vertical. I'm not assuming that we're testing these levels, just practically the same as what we've done here. But we can be assuring ourselves that we're going to have the tests around 3.5k if Bitcoin is going to make a further corrective move. So if we look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, we can see that we're also running significantly at this stage, and we are still around this resistance area here. Very vertical chart, which means that there is not an entry point. It shows you that on altcoins you should be gathering the entry point based on the accumulation period when nobody is discussing it, or when people are expecting it to go down further. At this stage, everyone wants to jump into an Ether. The same with all those meme coins. When there is like 100k holders on the asset, the most of the new holders will jump in when the asset is already going vertical, and those will be the ones that will lose money on it. So avoid that FOMO. Always look at the accumulation period. And with Ethereum, there's 2 levels that I'm looking at for a potential bounce play to trade on, especially given the fact that I'm assuming that Ethereum will make such a move, or one like 2016. We're in the middle of such a run in which we get a very harsh corrective move to any of these 2 levels, probably aligning with a Bitcoin corrective move. And from those levels, we start to accelerate one more time. So in general, I'm waiting on Ethereum if you want to enter on it. And again, Ethereum can just run to 5K from here without a problem. It's just the point that there is no entry at this stage. But I think Ethereum will continue with this upwards momentum during the cycle and eventually even flip Bitcoin. But we did see EOS moving well last 24 hours, in which we did see a retest. We didn't came all the way down towards this green zone here, but we did do a beautiful retest of this block that we have here. And since then, a big break to the upside. So Ethereum is being very bullish for weeks already, causing the rest of the altcoins and especially the Dino coins and the altcoins to start running upwards as well. So this one is waking up. We are at the first resistance zone, but given that EOS is finally above the 100-day and 200-day MA for the first time since, well, 2020, but for the first time since the actual bull cycle in 2017, we can assure ourselves that we're going to have further upwards momentum as long as we are flipping levels. So which one is ready to go? Well, I've been covering this one on XLM. XLM is very much ready to do the exact same as EOS. A very long accumulation period, very comparable to ETH Classic as well. I'll get to that in a little bit. We see this entire range construction here. I think that if we break out heavily, these are the take profit levels that I'm looking at, but we might even get a run towards the levels that we have here, just like ETH Classic has been doing. As we can see that we've got a similar range construction on the left. Since then we've got a bear market, breakout, consolidation, another run, and then a huge spike. And why are those spikes happening? Well, if there are such big gaps in the chart, so for instance from this level onwards to around this level, there's nothing in between, and from this level to here, there's nothing in between too. That is just, it overshoots and it runs through those gaps towards the next level, and because of that, it gets a chain reaction in stop loss triggers or stop limit triggers, take profit, thin order books, and then it overshoots. So I would not be surprised if a coin like XLM or ZRX or any of those older coins are going to do the exact same. Then finally, we see Ivy breaking out nicely. It flipped the 100-day and 200-day MA for support. We can continue being bullish from this perspective, especially given that we are finally starting up a new bull cycle. Currently, we are in a resistance zone for Ivy, which means that the best entry zone is definitely here. However, in an entire bull cycle, I'm not assuming we're going to get that far down, but we could be getting a corrective move to anything in this range, or apparently even in the range around $1 or 1 Bitcoin 30. So finally DeFi is waking up. Are there more projects eager to continue moving on DeFi? Yes, I'm going to make a new update on Sunday with my top DeFi projects that I'm currently looking at. But I hope you've enjoyed this update. I think there are still many altcoins to follow suit with EOS and Ethereum. So yeah, stay tuned. Tonight a new interview. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow with a new update and live stream.